You're listening to WRMU 91.1, Radio Voice of Mount Union. This is Stark Actors on the Airwaves. Whoa, our last show of the semester.
It's so sad.
Can you talk, Elizabeth?
Hello.
Okay.
Hello.
All right, we're going to need that one then. Okay. Yeah, last show of the semester. Ty's coming back.
Woo! Yeah! Ty. Wait, where is Ty? I was never told this.
Ty is a very appreciated member of our staff. We just don't know where she is.
She's in Columbus, actually.
Oh, okay.
Doing an internship.
Oh, okay.
I thought she was in New York.
No, I'm wrong too. Washington,
Ty is in
DC.
some big
She's
city.
in Washington, D.C.
So I was right, you were wrong?
You said New York, bro.
Yeah, but I thought she was in New York.
Oh,
okay.
Well,
We
I
were
said
both
Washington. Yeah, we were both
We
wrong.
were both wrong.
And then, oh my god.
Ty is elsewhere.
Ty is elsewhere. We're geographically challenged, so...
Yeah, we are.
Yes.
All right.
I'm not. I just don't know where Ty is.
If Elizabeth knew where Ty was, you guys would know too.
Anyway, we have a script for you tonight, a really good one to end off
Yeah,
the semester
Christina,
with.
you gotta be excited about this. You gotta be excited.
Get
about
pumped
this
up over there.
It's a good script.
I am. Okay, yeah, I am.
Let your excitement show.
All right.
You gotta get
All right.
A lot of my characters who I've written before as, not necessarily on the show, but one of them, he has one line. Raphael, I don't know if any of you guys remember the vampire Raphael.
I'm familiar with Raphael.
He has one line.
He wasn't exactly a vampire. He was like the play director and Jessina.
Yes.
You remember that?
Yes, I
Yeah,
do.
that was him. He has one line in this, but he's
Yes.
originally a vampire, so that... Anyway, yeah, I have... Wait, how many? Besides Quinn, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 other of my characters that you will see.
It's pretty
And
exciting.
you have one more of Georgia's that you will see.
Yeah, I kind of just made her... I did kind of have her... She was developing in my head since a few scripts ago, and then this script, I'm like, okay, game time. We got to do this. She's got to become an actual character. So this script just kind of fleshed her out. I'm like, okay, so this is what kind of
I still want
character
to know what
she
she
is.
looks like.
Yeah? Maybe I'll have to sketch something sometime.
She sounds pretty.
Yeah.
She sounds hot.
She's like, she's old.
Oh, well,
She's not
then,
old,
never mind.
old. She's
No, I'm
like-
just kidding.
50 or 40. Not old, not like 80.
I know. Middle-aged.
Middle-aged, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway,
But okay, so we got this. Oh, and who's all here tonight?
just the three of us. You and I. Me, Christina Zordich.
Me, George McCartney.
And me, Elizabeth Wheeler.
Yep. Oh, and real quick, who we are, Stark Actors on the Airwaves. We're just kind of a radio drama, and we write scripts each week just about whatever we feel like. And we've got ongoing stories, short stories, whatever. As long as it's creative and radio-friendly, we do it.
Yep.
And, yeah.
And we have Facebook and YouTube and Twitter and all that jazz.
Yep. Just Google Stark Actors, and you will find us. Stark Actors on the Airwaves.
You gotta add that. Yeah.
Yeah, because our YouTube is Stark Actors, but
Yeah.
include the on the airwaves, so you get the whole shebang.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, so
I will be more excited once we actually start reading this because
You will be.
I'm just exhausted mentally.
it's okay. It's okay.
It's
okay.
finals week, guys.
It is.
Yeah.
You would be a weirdo if you were not exhausted on finals week, honestly.
Yeah.
But yeah, to give you a brief background, this is one of our more ongoing scripts and it's got a whole lot of background.
Yeah.
So
A whole lot of.
I'm gonna do my best
Sit tight.
to describe this. We've got two main characters, Russell and Quinn, and where we're at now is Russell. He used to be this time traveling guy. It's like kind of a modern day / fantasy a bit. It's like modern day, but like people have powers and stuff. Some people do. And Russell used to be a time traveler, but he was in an accident and he had to give up his powers or they'd disappear forever. And there's this little boy named Cornelius, and he's like, oh, hey, Cornelius is nearby. Here, take my powers. And because Russell thought he was going to die and lose the powers and all that jazz. But Russell wound up living, and now Russell wants to mentor Cornelius, but there's this whole other group of magic users that are like, we have something to say about that. So that's pretty much all you need to know. And there's this Quinn guy, and he's Russell's best friend. And then there's Roseanna, and Roseanna is Russell's fiancée. So I think that's about all you need to know.
Yeah.
Stop making your mom jokes on the script, Christina. I will slug you. The following is a work of fiction. Any resemblance to people living or dead is purely coincidental. Please don't sue us. We love you. Okay,
That
so
was beautiful.
thank you.
Good
I
job,
found
ladies. I kind of zoned out. And then
it's okay.
your mom jokes, and then I don't know.
You were thinking of your mom jokes. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't
Anyway,
blame you.
this doesn't really have a title. It's just called
hey,
just council script.
Hey guys, what's my I've got most of this. What's my motivation as Will?
Oh, Will? He has like one line, but he's very quiet.
I still need my motivation.
He's very quiet.
He's very, very quiet and very, very smart.
reserved.
Okay.
Kind of think.
Wait, who
I
else-
think I've got all those characters straight. No, I've got this.
You got Roseanna.
Oh, Clarissa. Oh, no.
I got a vague idea of Clarissa from the few things you said.
Yes. Okay.
Okay, we got this.
Yes.
All right.
No, you were thoroughly briefed on Clarissa.
Yes.
She's hard to describe.
I was
She's hard to describe.
thoroughly briefed.
Yes,
Totally.
You're a professional here. It's W.
I've totally read the script before.
Yes.
All right, let's go.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's go. The council script.
The council script by
George McCartney and Christina Zordich.
I figured.
I figured as much.
All right. Russell looked at his calendar. Today came too quickly. Russell swallowed hard. He had told the Council of Magic Users what happened, how Cornelius now had his powers, and how Russell wanted to mentor him. But Russell began pacing. Today was the day the Council would decide if he could do that. He was told it would be a big debate, and everything... Frankly, he couldn't be looking forward to it less. Roseanna looked up at Russell. It'll be okay, sweetheart.
Yeah. I just can't help but worry.
I know, it's a hard situation to be in. Cornelius was in the other room, working on homework before they had to leave. He wasn't feeling the best about all this either. Roseanna spoke up again. Why don't you call up Quinn? He could help vouch for you during the debate.
Okay, thing is, I really, really want to, but it feels like I'm always dragging him into, one thing or another.
Roseanna gave him a look.
Fine. I know you want me to call him.
I do.
Well, since you pressured me.
Russell dialed Quinn's number. Quinn was sitting on his couch, flipping through the channels mindlessly as he snacked on ice cream. He wasn't really in the mood to cook anything for once, and he felt like he needed a good movie night. The only problem was, nothing good was ever on TV. Maybe he could go rent some movies. He heard his cell phone go off. He muted the television and answered after seeing that the number was Russell's.
Hey, buddy, what's up?
Rose, he actually picked up. Now I have to explain this whole mess. Look what you made me do.
It's Quinn, Russell. Just go for it.
So you got a minute, Quinn?
Quinn stopped flipping the channels once he reached an interesting infomercial.
Of course. I got a lifetime for you, Russ.
Quite literally, since Russell had saved his life from the fire at the masquerade party. Russell chuckled nervously and then paused for a minute as he realized what Quinn said. He quickly moved on, though. He didn't want to think about that night and what would have happened if he wasn't there.
So... The thing is, I want to become Cornelius's mentor. But in order to do that, I have to go through this council of magic users. They're going to have a big debate today to decide if I'm suited for the job. I was thinking maybe you could come along and vouch for my good character?
Quinn adjusted his posture and almost whispered into the phone.
Wait, what? They don't want you to be his mentor? But you're the one who gave him the powers. That's messed up.
Well, they may or may not let me be his mentor. It's tricky, Quinn. Usually the council members, usually the council mentors the new power holder in the case of an impromptu power transfer, but this is a special case.
Quinn turned off the television so he wouldn't be distracted.
What do you mean, special case? I'll go there and beat some of them chronomancers up if I have to.
Russell chuckled at the sound of Quinn's threat. He got more somber quickly, though.
A special case because usually the person who does the impromptu transfer dies, Quinn, and I didn't die. This is a special case because of that, and the fact that I even, wasn't supposed to be the next time traveler to begin with. Remember, the council has a lot of mixed views, so I need all the help I can get.
Quinn's facial expression softened to, well, practically nothing. He unclenched his fist and spoke.
Oh, yeah, that. I see. Well, I can do my best for you. Any warning before I meet these council members? They seem like they have a stick up their bum.
Thanks, Quinn. Just be prepared for a lot of weird stuff. You know, I'm used to wild magic, and, so is Roseanna. But you and Cornelius are in for a few surprises. How soon can you be here? I need to let the guy picking us up know.
Quinn looked down at his gold watch.
Okay, I'm free right now. I wasn't doing anything, really. Where am I meeting you guys? Your place?
Oh, okay, great. Yeah, meet up at my place. I'll see you soon, buddy. Thanks again.
Alrighty, see you soon.
Quinn drove over to Russell's place and knocked on the door. He was dressed into his usual attire, hoping that it would please the council. He was in his sweats earlier, and that sure wouldn't make a good impression. He waited for someone to answer, then decided to turn the knob. He stopped in the middle of the doorway as he spotted a rather tall brunette with very, very long bushy hair. The man was wearing a purple magician's robe? What was that all about? Quinn looked around the room, seeing Russell, Roseanna, and Cornelius there as well.
Hello? Who's this?
Russell motioned toward the stranger.
Oh, this is Alder, the teleporter. He'll be all right to the council.
The stranger took a bow, his thick hair surrounding his face.
Pleased to meet you, Human Yates.
Quinn raised an eyebrow, looking at the stranger.
Human?
Alder returned to his original stance. His gloved hands were folded in front of his waist.
My apologies. I don't interact with people much without powers. Should I just call you Quinn, then?
Quinn took a step further inside and closed the door behind him.
Not yet. I don't know you well enough.
Mr. Yates, it is then.
Alder smiled and turned to Russell.
Shall we get going?
Russell nodded. Alder was one of the council members who was easier to get along with. He appreciated his kind nature.
Yep, ready as we'll ever be.
Russell then joined hands with Roseanna, and she took Cornelius's hand. Russell left his other hand open for Quinn.
This may look weird, Quinn, but this is how you teleport. So just grab onto Alder, and he'll take it from here.
Alder took off his gloves and put them in his large magician pocket, grabbing hold of Cornelius's free hand and reached out to Quinn. Quinn scrunched his face, looking at the tall stranger, not wanting to touch his hand. Alder just smiled and waited patiently for Quinn's approval. Eventually, Quinn took his hand, and Alder looked to the ceiling. Quinn felt himself get a little numb, a little fuzzy.
What's going on?
Just relax. It makes it easier. I'm changing the composition of your body into little particles. It's easier for me if you're calm.
Quinn felt his heart race, and he watched as the others became transparent. He looked down at himself and saw the ground through his body. The next thing he knew, they were in a hallway that was lit with floating candles along the walls. Quinn leaned over and grabbed hold of the wall, not feeling so good.
How the heck do you handle that?
Alder put his gloves back on and smirked.
I told you it would be easier if you were calm.
Russell and Roseanna were unfazed, but the two became concerned at the sight of the others not faring as well as them. Russell quickly rushed to Cornelius's aid. The young boy was trying to walk, but he was staggering and losing his balance. Russell caught him before he fell and steadied him.
Not too fast there, Cornelius. Take it slow.
Roseanna then pulled out a small handkerchief from her pocket and began dabbing at Quinn's forehead. It sure is a lot to take in the first time, isn't it? The side effects will go away soon, Quinn. Quinn continued to hold on to the wall, his free hand resting on his stomach.
You sure? I don't feel so good.
He rubbed his stomach and leaned over.
You'll be fine,
Alder said as he walked forward closer to the council room.
No need to worry.
Quinn straightened up and smiled at Roseanna.
Okay. Thanks.
No problem. Alder continued walking ahead.
We must hurry. The master and the others have been waiting.
Quinn stood up straighter and took his hand away from the wall, the other arm across his waist.
Okay, I'll make it. I got this.
Alder didn't say a word as he led Quinn and the others to the main council chamber, where there was a large wooden table at the middle of the room, and there were a few empty chairs, but it was mainly filled with odd-looking people. There was a young man sitting on the far end of the table. His hair was very pale blonde, and it was spiked up. His left eye was blue, and the right was ruby red. He spoke with a slight German accent.
Russell Ray Ramiro, you're finally here. Please, you and your friends have a seat.
He motioned the empty chairs with a slender, pale arm. The nails on his fingers were perfectly polished and long. His smile made Quinn uncomfortable. Alder stood behind the blonde and looked down at the floor, his hands folded in front of him.
Yep, I am. Sorry for the wait.
Russell frowned at the sight of the young man. He was already feeling on edge, and all he was asked to do was take a seat. He pulled out a chair and sat down. Cornelius didn't like the looks of anything, or anyone, here. He took a seat and fiddled with his finger under the table, hoping to go home. Roseanna looked at Alder and tried to give him a reassuring smile. Quinn sat down next to Russell. On the other side of him was a woman with short brown hair and glasses, wearing a green and brown robe. She ignored him, though. Alder looked up, his smile hidden by some of his long brown locks of hair. A beautiful woman had just smiled at him. No one had done that before. She didn't think he was a monster? That was sweet of her. He smiled wider, wiping the hair away from his face.
As you know, Russell, usually chronomancers die when the powers are transferred. So tell me.
The young man leaned in and rested his elbows on the table, his chin on his folded hands.
Did you lose your honor, Mr. Ramiro? You didn't want to die with your honor intact.
Russell grew quiet for a moment. He recalled the moments when he was getting crushed. He thought about saving people. Honor wasn't even remotely on his mind. Even when he was half dead, all he could think about was going back and being reunited with everyone.
I'd rather live a dishonorable man than die before my time with all the honor in the world, Kiefer.
Quinn looked over at Russell and smiled in one corner of his mouth, not letting Kiefer see. There were twins, both young men as well, possibly a little younger than Kiefer. They had short magenta hair and amethyst eyes. One was reading a book and flipping through the pages without even touching it. The other twin, who looked rather bored, spoke up.
I still say he should be banned from any more dealings with chronomancy. He had his chance. He's a coward.
The other twin spoke up. No, I think he is a brave man. I believe Mr. Ramiro should mentor the young boy. Kiefer stood up from his seat and rested his hands on the table. Alder flinched and stopped smiling.
Did I ask to put this to a vote yet?
Kiefer hissed, his forked tongue showing behind his teeth. Quinn winced. Was he part snake? Cornelius's eyes grew wide at the sight of the snake tongue. He wanted to crawl under the table or something. Kiefer looked at Quinn and walked over toward him, sitting on the side of the table near him.
I want to hear from you, fat human. Speak your words to testify for this man.
Russell immediately rose his hand to object to the insult Kiefer had given Quinn, but Roseanna shook her head, reminding Russell to choose his battles. Quinn looked over at Russell, afraid to speak. This guy gave him chills. Russell then just gave Quinn a nervous half-smile. He was really feeling bad for Quinn. Quinn swallowed nervously and turned to look at Kiefer again.
Well?
He began, and Kiefer wagged his toes off the table, waiting impatiently for the human's reply.
I know that Russell didn't die, but I know he wouldn't have been afraid to die if he had to. But he couldn't. If he died, then everything he changed would go back. All those people he saved, even me. We'd be dead. And even after he transferred his powers, he didn't give up because he wanted to see Roseanna again. I don't know if he wanted to see me again at that moment, but I know for sure that he wanted enough strength to at least tell the love of his life that he loved her at least one more time.
Rosanna's face turned a bright pink, and she looked down at her engagement ring to fiddle with it. Russell's heart softened as he took in what Quinn said. The person Quinn was describing sounded like a hero from some book to Russell. A blond man with short, bushy hair wiped a tear from his eye.
Oh, that's so romantic. Just like a hero from a Shakespeare play.
The bored twin rolled his eyes. Kiefer hummed and stepped down from the table, sitting back at his seat.
What about you, child? Do you think the same of Mr. Ramiro? Do you believe him to be this brave, noble man, as this scruffy man says?
Cornelius could feel his throat go dry as Kiefer looked at him. His mind reeled, trying to find the right words to say.
Yes. Mr. Ramiro is nice. He's a nice guy. He saved my mom and me. He's nice.
That was a lame response if Cornelius had ever heard one. His face flushed with embarrassment as he hung his head. Just then an unfamiliar voice was heard. He saved you and your mother now, did he? Cornelius looked up. Who was this woman? She was older and had a tightly tied bun near the top of her head, with a few loose strands near the front. The woman looked through her glasses at Russell. I know that man pretty well, and that's exactly like him. Wanting to save people. In fact, that was the first thing he told me when he found out he could travel through time. His eyes got all big as he said, "Does this mean I can help people in danger, like a superhero?" Her dark red lips curved into a smile. Russell looked shocked to see her. Frankly, he thought she'd be too busy to make it. Quinn chuckled, remembering that those words were similar to his reaction when Russell told him about his powers. The twin, who was too busy occupied in his book, closed it with his mind and looked up at the woman. Kiefer didn't even bother to look at her.
Oh, hello, Clarissa. Fancy seeing you here.
Quinn looked over at Russell and whispered, nudging his arm.
You know her?
Clarissa. Clarissa is the secretary who took me in shortly after I was dropped out at the council by my father.
Oh.
You think that I, of all people, would be a no-show? This is a very important decision, and I dare not let it slip by without voicing my opinion.
I know. Take a seat and we'll discuss this further.
Quinn took a look at Cornelius, hoping that the boy wasn't too frightened by all this. He knew that they would win this case now that this Clarissa woman was here. So, she was pretty much Russell's mother? Of course she would say yes. Unless she knew Russell's immature side and used that as an argument against them, which, in that case, they might lose. Clarissa took a seat as prompted. Thank you. Now, I would like to bring a little something to light. The woman then pulled out a small black journal with Russell's name on it.
Hey, that's...
Yes, the council's copy of your time-traveling journal. Russell gulped. Clarissa opened the book and began reading from it. November, last year. Stopped time in order to be the first in line at a Black Friday sale. Quinn cleared his throat and looked away, scratching his neck. Okay, so maybe they wouldn't win after all. Kiefer, on the other hand, smirked. Russell turned red and he felt his heart drop into his stomach. He was required to write about everything he did with his powers, but he was hoping that little incident would go unnoticed.
Hey, don't go reading those ones in front of everyone.
Clarissa looked up at Russell through her glasses. Well, now, I think the council deserves to know about both the good and the, how should we say, questionable things you've chosen to do with your powers, Russell. I'm here to be the voice of reason and properly inform the council of both sides of you so they can make an honest decision.
Clarissa, you...
Dear council, what's to be said about a man who foolishly uses his powers to halt all of time just so he can get a deal on a new flat screen? Is that what you would call mentor material? Kiefer twirled in his seat, getting a little bored.
Mr. Ramiro isn't mentor material at all.
He said as his red eye practically pierced through Russell.
He would most likely teach this child to do awful things and become the next wanted criminal.
Quinn folded his arms on the table and looked down, not wanting to comment. Roseanna scooted up in her chair. Now, hold on a minute. One petty line cut does not equal a life of crime for his understudy. Russell is the sweetest person I know. He takes care of me, and he saved the Coopers. Clarissa eyed Roseanna and spoke up. Of course he takes care of you, darling. He's your fiancé. That goes without saying. But are those really the only two nice things you can say about him? That he saved 2 lives and that he takes care of you? Shouldn't there be more to a mentor than that? Maybe more studios, more practical, a critical thinker at least. Can any of these things be said about Russell? Quinn opened his mouth, about to speak. Russell couldn't take it. He slammed his hands down on the table and stood up.
Clarissa, stop this. Just stop it now. I know I'm not the world's smartest guy. I know I was never supposed to receive these powers in the first place. But the thing is, despite it all, I still want to do it.
A quiet hush fell over the council room.
Cornelius and I haven't known each other for very long. But I can tell he's like me in a way. His heart is in the right place. He wants what's best for people, and he's willing to look for a solution to accomplish just that.
Cornelius looked down for a little bit, embarrassed that Russell was talking in public about him, but a tiny part of him felt happy about the compliment.
I want to mentor him in a caring way. I'll share what I've learned over the years, and he can share his new experiences with me. And we'll learn together. I just want to do my best here. Isn't that all any of us can really do?
Yes, but is your best good enough? So I do believe this will be put to a vote now. You all know my say. Who goes against me?
The twin who was reading the book raised a hand up in support of Russell, but not many of the other council members followed. Quinn stood up.
I'm getting tired of this. What else do you want from him? Do you want him to bleed out and give you his blood before you at least give him a chance? Well, yes, he was supposed to die. Now, you listened up, smarty. Russell lived for multiple reasons, and you know that. He saved the boy's mother, and he saved my life multiple times. Multiple? Yes.
Quinn continued. He looked at Russell and took a deep breath.
He taught me that people were important in order to be happy. He showed me that I could erase my past without needing to go back in time to fix it. He opened my eyes to being a kind-hearted person and helping others instead of hurting them. I think that he can show Cornelius this too. Like he said, they'll learn together, just like me and him do. Now let him mentor the boy, and if he messes up, you can blame me. Tear me down and haunt me and do whatever the heck you people do, but dang it, just give him a chance.
Russell froze, overwhelmed with what he'd just heard. He couldn't begin to express how grateful he was. What a brave man you are, Mr. Yates. You've seen what we magic users can do, and yet you are willing to take it all on for the sake of making a good name for Russell? Quinn didn't realize how loud he was, or that he even voiced his opinion in the first place. For a moment he didn't remember what he said, but then it came back to him.
I agree. All right then, fat human. I shall indulge in your wishes, as long as you swear that it will be you who is punished for Russell's wrongdoings in the future, and not Russell himself.
The former con man slowly nodded.
Yes, sir.
Russell violently shook his head.
Hey. Hold the phone. What kind of morals do you think I have? Do you think I'm the type of person who would let their best friend always take the fall for them? Even if they offered, that doesn't mean it's okay in any way. I want a different approach.
Russell then gestured to Roseanna, Quinn, and Cornelius.
If I'm granted the privilege of becoming Cornelius's mentor, I won't be doing it alone. We're going to be a team and do it together.
Quinn bit his lip, feeling bad for saying what he did now.
So are you saying that all of you would be punished? I'll accept that then.
Master, stop it.
Kiefer turned and looked up at the 6'3" man standing next to him.
Did I give you permission to speak?
Alder lowered his head, his hair hiding his face.
No, you did not.
Then shut it.
But this isn't a game, sir. This is the life of a boy we're talking about, as well as the rest of them. Their lives aren't playthings to do as you will. Please, just dismiss this council and let them go.
A few of the council members weren't even bothering to look at Kiefer, afraid to even look in the man's eyes. Others, on the other hand, stared at him and waited for a decision. The blonde crossed his pale, lanky arms and turned away.
Fine. Since everyone seems to have faith in you, I guess I'll agree to this. Alder will bring you home. You're all dismissed.
Slowly, the council members began to get up and leave. Russell happily smiled and stood there for a few minutes dumbstruck. He then grabbed Cornelius and held him close.
Hey, this is great, little buddy. The others and I will be sure to teach you well.
Cornelius was taken back a bit, but after a few moments he returned the hug.
Thank you. And I'll do my best to learn well.
Quinn ruffled Cornelius's hair.
You guys will be fine now that this craziness is out of the way.
Then he caught that Russell had said we.
Oh, wait a minute. Wait, whoa. The others and I? What do I have to offer to help Cornelius?
Yeah. Quinn, we're a team, remember? I meant it when I said it. You have plenty to offer. Your smarts, your wits, your honesty. It's not all just, about the magic. We need him to be a well-rounded individual as well.
Quinn felt his face turn red.
Oh, well, I guess so. I'll do my best for you.
What Quinn said. I'll be here for you too, Cornelius. Alder smiled as well and stepped forward, ready to take them home. Kiefer stopped him by grabbing his arm.
You and I are having a talk when you return.
Alder nodded slowly, and Kiefer let go of him. He reached the group of the happy humans and smiled.
Are you all ready to leave now? Just about. But, Alder, I wanted to thank you. I appreciate what you said for me on my behalf, even though we don't know each other very well. It was nice. And maybe we could all hang out sometime?
Roseanna nodded happily in agreement. Just then Russell looked over.
Hang on a sec, guys.
Clarissa was walking over. So, this is Roseanna, your fiancée, Russell? Russell pulled Roseanna in tight.
Yes, she is. Don't go on saying like, oh, she's got her work cut out for her, or I pity her, or...
I wasn't going to say that.
You weren't?
No.
Oh.
Russell swallowed, feeling a bit bad.
Well, what were you going to say?
I was going to say that I was happy you found your special someone, Russell.
You were?
Yes, Russell, I know you're confused about how I was back there, but it's my job to present both sides. I have to do it or no one else will, and it can be hard at times, but that doesn't mean you're not still special to me, Russell.
Oh. Well, thank you.
For a moment, Russell thought to himself, he didn't even tell Clarissa when he was injured. She only caught word of it secondhand when he told the council what had happened. He didn't want her coming in and saying, I told you so, or look how useless you are now. But maybe Clarissa wasn't exactly how he pegged her to be.
Would you like to come to our wedding, Clarissa? As long as you don't tell any of my embarrassing kid stories.
I think I would like that, Russell. Thanks. Quinn was surprised to hear all of that come from the woman's mouth. Well, he really couldn't complain. Even though she gave them a hard time, he had to admit that it was good for her to tell the truth. Honesty was something he admired in a person. He put on his best smile, hoping to make a good impression.
I'll be there at the wedding, too. Being best man and all.
Good to hear. I'm also glad you finally made friends, Russell.
Clarissa! I said no embarrassing kid stories.
You said none of those at the wedding. This is not the wedding.
Why?
Russell turned red, ashamed that everyone had to know about that.
Oh, it's all right. I think most of us already knew that.
He nudged Russell's shoulder.
But it's okay. I was the same way. People like us gotta stick together, right?
Alder smiled. He couldn't wait to see more of Russell and his friends. He waited patiently with his hands in front of him, happy to be out of Kiefer's view. Oh wait, Kiefer. Alder bit his lip, wondering if his master would keep him from spending time with Russell. Just then, Alder felt a tug at his arm.
Well, nuts to you, Clarissa. I have...
Russell put out his hand and started counting.
Rose, Quinn, Cornelius, and now Alder. That's like... 4 friends.
Well, yes it is. Keep on smiling, Russell. I'll see you and all your friends again at the wedding. With a grin, she turned away and walked off after she waved goodbye. Alder slowly smiled as he watched her leave.
I'm a friend, Mr. Miramiro, but I'm merely your transportation, and I spoke my mind during the council meeting. I don't know if that's enough to be called your friend. Ugh, what's all this merely stuff? You helped us out. That's a good start for friends. I mean, plus, I always wanted to get to know you better. I was just,
Russell looked around the council room.
Do check in to visit this place very often.
I don't blame you.
Alder's smile widened.
All right, then. As long as you are certain.
He held out his hands and took off his gloves, folding them gently and placing them in his large pocket.
Is everyone ready to go now?
The group nodded.
I am. Let's head home.
Roseanna and Russell joined hands, and Cornelius grabbed onto Rosanna's hand, bracing himself for the transportation spell again. Alder looked at Quinn as he held on to him and the boy.
Are you prepared this time?
Quinn tightened his grip on Russell's hand.
Yep. Hit me with your best shot.
The teleporter smiled, and all of their bodies became small particles again, transporting them back into Russell's living room. Quinn leaned over, a hand on his stomach, but he didn't feel sick this time.
Better?
Better.
Roseanna breathed in, feeling pretty okay herself. Just then she thought of something. Hey, to celebrate this, would you guys like to go to dinner together?
Oh, heck yeah. That sounds like an awesome idea. Sure. I think it sounds kind of fun.
Kind of fun. That's a great idea. Let's start now. What are we making?
I don't know. But we'll figure something out together.
The end.
Yay.
Oh my gosh, I have a lot of comments. Wait, I circled.
All right.
I'm gonna go
I
backwards.
didn't go circle things, so I'll try to think of my comments. I
gonna go-
love your Alder voice.
I know, right? He was good.
And I love Alder in general. He's adorable.
Right?
Wow,
I
thank
wrote
you.
Alder, but I'm like, Georgia, you should be him.
Oh,
She
thanks.
did an excellent job.
Right?
Thanks.
That's it.
I wasn't expecting that. I was
Wait.
just like, Alder. I'm gonna be Alder now.
Oh,
and
yeah.
then-
All I
Thank
told
you.
him, I'm
So
like,
good.
you just gotta what was it?
I don't
What
know.
word did I say? Enunciate or something else?
Something like that.
So he was calm and he spoke his words very clearly. Anyway, I circled things.
Yes.
I like when you said, "All right, then, as long as you are certain."
Yeah. Oh, thank you.
And
Thank you.
when you're like, "That's like," 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I laughed out
Oh,
loud.
thank you. I wanted to. I flubbed up, and I wanted to say the. Okay, he's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 4. What 4? That's more than 0. That's what he was supposed to say.
But
But
and then I
missed
liked
it.
when you said, "I'll see all of your friends again at the wedding." And then
You are
like,
good, Clarissa Elizabeth. I am impressed.
and then I
am
liked
happy.
when you're like, you said none of those at the wedding. This is not the wedding. Like you're like,
That was awesome.
I liked. Hold on, wait. I love how she was all like mean, and then she walks over, and you're like, "So this is your fiance?" Like that was cute.
And Russell's like, go away. She's mine.
And
Yeah, I liked Russell's reaction.
I like.
Thank you.
I
thank
liked
you.
saying the line as Kiefer when he's all like, "Oh, fine, go away."
Go away.
Oh yeah,
That
your
was good.
Kiefer was definitely
She
enjoyable.
was good.
Aw, thank
She
you.
was really good at Kiefer. I like that.
Kiefer's such a
I enjoyed
jerk,
that.
but I like writing as
We
him.
all nailed our parts. Like Elizabeth is an awesome Clarissa, you're an awesome Kiefer, and apparently I'm a
Yeah.
good
This
Alder.
is how I know nobody can see me, but just for people in the studio, this is how Kiefer usually sits.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
elbows on the table, hand rested on folded hands.
Yep.
Yep.
That's
Yeah, I can see that. That's the you petty human
yeah.
stance.
There's none on that page.
You just didn't like that page.
There's None on that page either.
Yeah, that page just stunk, Georgia. We stunk.
Oh, no. I liked when he's all like, "Clarissa, you," and you just go, "Dear counsel, what's to be said about a man?" You just interrupt
That
it,
was
and that was
good.
great.
That was good. I love it when we interrupt each other.
I mean, you're supposed to, but
I know,
we
but
don't pull it off very
But
often.
it was perfect.
It was good.
Oh, and you guys liked when I was Raphael, and I said, "Oh, that's so romantic." Just
Oh
like a
my
hero from a
goodness.
ship.
We
Yeah.
need more
Yeah.
Raphael.
We really do need more Raphael.
That was amazing.
And then, Georgia, you sounded like Butters when you were Cornelius. He said, he saved my mom, and he's nice.
He saved my mom. He's a nice man.
And then, I liked your Will voice when you said, "No, I think he's a brave man." I liked your
That
Will
was-
voice.
I was trying extremely hard.
She was good. You got that. That was awesome.
Oh, I don't know anymore. Oh, I liked when you were smiling a little bit when he said, "I told you it'd be easier if you were calm."
Oh,
'cause
thank you.
He was all like laughing at him, like,
weak puny human.
"Aw."
Yeah, I'm
Did you
glad.
like? Did they call him fat human? Elizabeth?
Oh my gosh.
I wrote that for the
You
first
like-
time, and Georgia was like, "Oh my gosh, Christina!"
I don't know. It's kind of fun making fun of your own character.
It's
I said-
hilarious.
Yeah. It's.
Oh, I mean, yeah, it's like how you make fun of your friends constantly.
Oh
Yeah.
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 But well, I mean, your friends is a loving manner, but Kiefer's just a jerk.
Yeah, Kiefer's just a jerk.
But yeah.
Oh, I liked when you were like, "Oh."
No, thank you laughed. I made you, and
I
that's how
laughed.
I know when my voice acting is so good it's bad because I do it and then we laugh and break character. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, I laughed like twice during this whole thing.
It's like,
That was good.
Yeah.
I liked being Kiefer.
It was good. I liked doing this. It was good to get into a lot of different
It was
roles.
good being Elder.
It was good being
I
Alder.
love
I'm gonna
him.
be Alder again in the future.
Yes, I want
Can
you to be
Yes.
older again in the future
Oh,
too.
thank you. Thank
Yes.
you.
I will enjoy writing him, and you will enjoy. Like I like being Liam.
Oh yeah,
You need to write me some Liam, so
We
you
need
could be
more
in that, and
Liam.
you can be Elder.
We always need
Okay.
more Liam in our lives.
I know. I love that man. Like Georgia was all like falling in love with Alder over here. She goes, "That cutie."
Yeah.
Then I'm like, "Well, you could be him." And she goes, "Oh, thanks."
I know, cause he's cute.
I
He's
know.
sweet. He's got this long brown bushy hair. I'm like, that's sweet.
He's
I like
really
him.
cute.
And I liked it. I was like, woo, go Alder. No,
I know.
Yeah.
At the very
Yeah.
end, he's like, Bastard. He's like, did I tell you to speak? And he's like,
Did I give you permission to speak?
and he's like, no. And he's like, but you're being a big old meanie face, Master.
Yeah, pretty much. So, okay, a little bit of background on them. Kiefer and Alder aren't actually in this original story together, but Alder I created in a magical girl story, where except it was all magical boys, and he was a bad guy too, and he was also being used, and his powers I was all like, Alder's perfect for this role as teleporter because he has the power of not really electricity. I wish I had knew more science because he can like teleport. He could become tiny particles and like teleport through electricity wires. And he kind of has electric powers, but not really. Like, he could shoot a little bit of bolts, and, like, he could make himself go... He could be invisible for a little while, but that's only because he made himself so small, and so... He made himself move so fast that he looks invisible.
Yeah.
So, he was called, like, the Shadow Man.
Mm-hmm.
But even though he had no shadow powers whatsoever. And then he realized that the guy was using him. So I'm like, oh, that'd be perfect. And then Kiefer was actually in a World War II alternate universe where the Germans won, and he was this guy who was pretty much this young prince. I think he's only 20 or 21.
Yeah, where was our German accent?
I can't do a German accent unless you want me to sound like Michael Fassbender, which is a weird accent.
I was expecting you to go Michael Fassbender.
I wanted to Michael Fassbender.
Sorry. Yeah, but Kiefer was from an alternate story where Germans won World War II, and he wanted, ironically enough, I wrote this before I saw Captain America, because Kiefer wanted a super soldier serum, and
I don't want Kiefer to have a super soldier serum.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to either, because he wanted to take over the world with his country, because there is different, like, you know, Japan is organized in different prefectures, whatever they're called.
Mm-hmm.
In our story, Germany was organized like that too, and he was like the prince or the king of one area. Yeah. So that's where he came from. So he's always been a jerk, and Alder's always been manipulated. So that's why I'm like, they'd be perfect together.
In the most twisted way possible.
Yep. And in a different story, Kiefer's power was that he turned snake. He originally doesn't have any powers, but anyway, what?
But in that way, he was like how do you say it? Anthropomorphic?
Yeah, he could turn into a snake.
Yeah, okay. And that fits for magical users and
Mm-hmm.
blah, blah, blah. But yeah, I like it because Christine and I, before we started doing this main story with Russell and Quinn.
Oh, yeah!
Alder and Russell were friends.
Uh-huh.
It was cute because we were just...
Oh.
Yeah. The way
Right?
the way we got started RP, and we were just like, oh, let's just take our characters and throw them into a pirate script. And we're like, okay. So Russell just kind of lived on this remote island, and so did Alder, because they both had like these magical powers, and they're like, we don't want anybody to steal them, so we're just gonna live on a remote island. So that was
man. Oh man.
Yep.
So we didn't...
They were derpy bros.
They were derpy.
I feel like Alder was like the older one, or maybe he was the younger one, but he acted like the older one.
Yeah, I really do feel like that, because what was it? Oh yeah, in the pirate script, he couldn't like teleport more than himself for some reason.
No, it was because there was no electricity there, so he couldn't teleport.
Oh, you're smart. You're smart. Okay, so
So maybe like during a thunderstorm.
Yeah.
no, but he did teleport. He was able to teleport himself.
It's complicated.
It was
sciencey
complicated.
Stuff.
Anyway, I think.
No, over really long distances.
Oh right, it was a short distance. Anyway,
Yeah, because they could see the boat.
yeah. So
He could
they
do
had to
that,
get
but if
to
it's
a
like
boat.
halfway across the globe or halfway across the state, he can't do it unless it's electricity.
Gotcha. Okay, so Alder, they were like gonna board this boat because this boat was coming up to their island, and they're like, what is this boat? So like Russell stops time, and then Alder's like, oh, I'm just gonna go check it out, and so he teleports onto the boat. Boom, he's already there, and Russell's like,
I'm getting there.
He's like, I'm gonna do this, and he like finds a boat. And he's like, don't worry about me, Alder, I got this. And then it's
rowing himself.
He's just rowing himself, and it's like 5 minutes later, he's like, I still got this. And Alder's just like doing whatever on the boat.
He's already
and always
getting his
looking back.
job done. Wow.
Yep.
That was great.
And he just looks back every so often. He's like, yeah, sure, Russell.
That is a great scene.
What did they do in the kitchen or something? Someone made a mess in the kitchen, and I think it was Russell, and Alder was like, what do you do? I forget what it was.
I don't think it was.
But it was hilarious.
Yeah?
And I remember it was funny.
Oh, yeah, I think... Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So
Russell made a mess in the kitchen, and Oh no! Because Russell was like doing stuff inside, and then he hears Alder outside, and Alder had just blown something up or something, trying to practice his powers. And then Russell's like, Alder, is that you? Because it's probably you, because it's only us on this island. It was something like that. So I thought it was
I
fun.
remember that, yeah.
Yeah,
That was so long ago.
it was. And then we had like more planned for them, but
Yeah.
I like how
I
they
need
are
to
now.
bring back. Oh my gosh, what's his name? Clinton.
Clinton? Oh yes, yes you do. He was only like in
I
one
love
script,
him.
2 scripts.
No, he was in like 3 or 4.
3 or 4.
Because
yeah,
of
oh yeah,
Liam.
yeah, yeah. Because now he's related to Liam.
Yeah.
Don't mind me.
Yeah. Okay.
Just keep
Elizabeth is
not
taking
even-
pictures
doing
of
what
us.
you're doing.
Yeah. Pictures make you tired.
They do?
No.
Oh.
No.
I
But yeah.
love you. I love you both.
Yep. But yeah, we did have more planned with like Alder and Russell becoming closer and stuff. But now it's kind of cool because we took that
That is cool.
unaired thread and now it's like now we're incorporating
I also
into
love
this.
how Raphael was just there and he had one line.
He's like,
It was
oh,
great.
that's so,
So
romantic.
romantic.
Like I love the over dramatic people. If you can tell with
I need
Russell.
to write more Raphael then because he's fantastic and nobody appreciates him from where he was written.
Did you?
But
do
we
you-
appreciate him.
I know. You know, if Russell and Raphael were like in the same room reacting
Oh my
over something,
gosh.
do you know how you
And
would
Avery,
have to break them
stick
up?
Avery in there too. I think we would have
if,
like
like,
a
they
contest
all-
of.
Yeah,
of-
they all broke a vase, and everyone would be like, "Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry," and Raphael would be like, "Do you know how millions of years old that vase is? I bought it from my great," and Russell's like, "Oh shoot, we're gonna get busted, man." And they're like,
Avery'd be like pulling out his hair and going, "Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, what? I'm so stupid." And Raphael would be like, "Yes, you are. Do you know how expensive that was?"
It was older than a dinosaur. It was so old. They made vases back at dinosaur ages. It was
Russell,
so
you
old.
mean older than you?
That's it. And then like they're like fist fighting, and the more vases break.
Well, it's
and-
really funny because Raphael looks like he's 34 years old, but really he's like 100 and whatever the heck. And somebody was like, "How old are you? 43?" And he goes, "No, you got the number switched around. I'm 34." He's stuck as 34 forever. But it was really funny because he's really touchy about his age. If you say he's an old man, he'll go out on you. He'll go like, no. That's funny.
Aw.
That was.
I have slight problems saying the name Cornelius,
Cornelius,
within
it's okay.
within context.
Yeah.
Because the R is in a bad place for me.
I
Yes.
have. a problem
Also,
with that.
Russell's last name I won't even attempt.
Ramiro? That's hard for you?
I
Russell
know.
Ray Ramiro.
Yeah. Oh goodness, man. Yeah, there's another R.
Aw.
Just for you. Just for you. Russell Ray Ramiro. Look, even the author is having a hard time.
Oh my God.
But yeah. More comments from your side? I feel like Christina and I were just like
Yeah.
gab.
I'm just kind of zoned out over
Do
here.
you like James and Will? They're all.
I do. I kind of want to know more about James as well.
Can I tell you?
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you about
It's
James
just
and
in
Will.
brief.
and
I
then
need
we'll-
to. I need to get into the art building before 11.
Yeah.
Okay, well after this I'll.
Okay, just in brief. Yep.
Okay, so James and Will were like my second characters ever made. I always count them as one because they're twins.
Well, yeah.
James is older by like a minute,
Uh-huh.
and Will has glasses and James doesn't. But other than that, they look pretty much the same. And in their original story, it was a student council story where they were like the head. You know, in typical anime, they have like student council, and the girl always wants to like date the head council guy and whatever. It was kind of like that. And James was the one who's good with James is the one who's good with people, but he's a jerk and he's not very smart. And Will is the one who's not good with people. He's quiet, he's reserved, but he is book smart. So while they were at meetings, James would be the one who would be talking to people, and then they would switch off, and Will would be the one who would go to classes and do his homework and do
I
his
always
grades.
wondered about that. I'm like, if you have twins, could you ever fool your teacher by doing stuff like that? I always wondered.
Well,
that
they
when I was-
could.
Yeah.
And also their father was the head of the school, and he forced them to do that. And Will wanted to become an actor, and James wanted to either go into sports business or do something. He was really good at basketball, and Will sucks at anything sports. And they both either couldn't pursue any of their goals in their careers because they had to pretend to be the same person. And then eventually it got out in the school that they were two different people, and they were in big trouble. And I forget how they got punished. But then they were able to do whatever they do, and then happy ending.
Yes, yay. Kind of, she says.
Except not kind of, because it was a really dark, brutal story about what happened after all that, like a year later. Oh my gosh. Wow, that was dark. I think something happened to their dad, and they ran away. At least James did. Will stayed, because he's a good boy. He's like, I'm not doing that. And James is like, screw that. I'm going to go away from Dad and run away. And, yeah.
Aww.
But that's them. And another story that I was writing, James and Will had psychic powers. Except, I can never... there's telekinesis, and then there's the other word that
telepathy.
Starts... Telepathy, yes. Will has the telepathy, and James has the telekinesis, because he can move things, yeah.
You gonna get a drink? Nope.
What?
You gonna take a drink from that glass over there? Moves it with telekinesis. Nope. No.
Yeah. So that was cool.
I would do that. If I had telekinesis. My brothers would hate me.
Yeah, I know they would.
Oh man, if you got it through blood relation, they'd have it too.
Yeah, I'm trying to imagine your brothers with telekinesis too.
Me and my brother would. No, we would be more of the telepathy kind of thing, but we already know what each other's thinking.
Yes,
so.
you guys pretty much are.
We pretty much are James and Will, kind of. Well, we're both kind of like just Will.
You guys are just both very
That's
close.
all right.
There you go.
Yeah.
But
that's them.
That's cool. Can I say that it was kind of funny how Quinn just comes in, he's like, oh, okay, this is our ride, and then it's like...
he's like, who's this weirdo?
Yeah, I know, especially in, like, magician robes. And then Alder's like, he's like, okay, stay calm. And then Quinn is like, holy cow!
Yeah.
And he's like, just stay calm. I'm just breaking your body into, like, 1,000 little particles, and you're gonna be transported to, someplace who knows where. And then Quinn's like, what's going on? And then he gets, like, motion sickness. I'm like, this poor guy.
I know.
Look at what he has to go through.
Alder is actually a magician.
He is, because he wears the magician robes.
Purple. Yeah, he was. Because he uses powers to make the cars disappear. He, worked in the circus for a little while before his master found him.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. We need more Alder.
I know we do.
We need more Alder.
All right, we know what we want for next semester.
I know, right? Oh, man, it does not feel like it's the last show of the semester.
I know.
I just feel like you guys are going to go on winter break, and then we're going to do this again.
Yeah.
Which is pretty much the last show of the semester. So.
Yeah. All right.
We should do a complete call out, because if anybody's listening out there and they want to write with us, now would be a good time to do it.
Yes, perfect time.
I really should just bother my fellow writer friends, one of whom is listening, and I'm sure.
Yes,
and just be like, hey, let's just write a couple scripts here and there, because we have a bunch of characters.
Yeah. Yes, please do.
We have an entire canon.
We would appreciate that greatly, because Christina
I'm
and
sure
I
we can find
only do
something.
Yeah.
Yes, please. Anyone who's listening, go on our Facebook page and write to us and be like, hey, I got this. Is it good enough to read on air, or not good enough? Be like, is it appropriate to read on air?
For air,
the word
yes.
I was looking for.
Yeah. And if you want to, and if you're like, oh, I kind of want to write with one of the authors here. I mean, I'm up for it. Christina, are you up for it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm totally up for it.
See? So there you go. 3 people that are up for it.
Yeah.
Just comment, say, hey, I want Georgia, Christina, or Elizabeth to write with me. I'm like, sure. So we can make it happen.
We'll be best friends.
We will be BFF. We will be Totes besties.
Totes besties. Totes my goats.
Totes my goats. Totes besties. But yeah, I would really like that, because it's like,
besties. Yeah, that's what Star told me. We're best friends.
because I mean, I like hearing our voices, but I'm like, I want to hear other voices too. Get some more creative
read
people.
Other.
I know, and
voice it out.
I know,
That's
that's
what I wanna
exciting.
do. I'm trying to erase this pen off of this thing.
I'm not gonna have any more erasers.
I'm sorry.
I'm not gonna be able to draw
Put it away.
these beautiful
No,
twins.
put it away before
I'm not gonna be able to draw any of your little Quinn pictures or Alder pictures or Bruce Banner pictures, all because you nubbed down my eraser.
And then I'll buy
Get
her a
away from
pencil
me
and she'll draw my characters.
That's it. You buy me pencils, I draw you characters. Pretty much you buy me.
What if I buy you fancy pencils?
You can buy me fancy pencils, yeah.
I need to buy some fancy pencils.
We'll see who can buy the fancier pencil.
I thought you were gonna say
You're on.
fancy pants, because I need new pants too. So he has to buy me pants.
We want to buy Georgia fancy pants.
Do you want to buy me some fancy pants? That'd be pretty great, because
fancy stuff.
Actually, don't buy me fancy pants, because the other day I was at work with the toddlers and stuff, and they come over there. They're just coloring, and
Oh, they colored on your pants. Oh my
I
god.
was just watching them, and I blink, and it's like,
Yeah,
oh,
my sister
no,
has some good stories about that too.
now my pants are colored. Oh my gosh. Okay, I will stop talking about toddlers after this. I had a new sweater, and then one comes up, and I'm like, oh, hey, you need a tissue. So they decided I was their tissue.
I probably just laughed really loudly in the microphone.
It was pretty great, though. I liked it. So I was that kid's tissue.
That wasn't campus security, was it?
I don't know. He was kind of a big burly guy.
Big burly guys looking at us through the studio. That's our cue. That's our cue.
But it's not even like 11 or midnight yet.
I need to get into the art building for 11.
Yeah, okay.
It's
All
okay.
So they don't
So,
lock me out.
Yeah, we did our call out. We had comments from you, Elizabeth, and comments from you, Christina. And I think I had more than my share of comments. So
Everybody loves Alder.
Everybody loves Alder.
So everybody.
and he's the next
Moral of this
Raymond.
story. The moral of this semester is I don't know.
We break people's hearts and everybody loves Alder. The end.
Yes, it was a lot of cutesy stuff.
But
we had a bit. We
it's
had that
gonna
really
get-
dark story with Russell.
And the manly dreams was feely. It was
That
it
was
was
really
like
cute.
sad and happy at the same time.
It was.
I loved it.
Yeah, because like all throughout this, Quinn, all throughout the Dreamhouse script, we didn't call it Manly Dreams. We called it Dreamhouse because we wanted it more suited.
Oh well, manly dreams.
Manly Dreams, but because Manly
I think
Dreams
this is
a
what I
script
missed.
Yeah.
Okay, Manly Dreams is a script where Quinn dreams about having a family, and Russell is dreaming with him too.
Yeah,
And,
I missed that.
Oh my gosh, I
That
missed
was
it.
really sad.
It was really sad because he's going through this whole thing, and he's like, "Wow, this is such
And
a
he
great
sees
dream."
his-
I didn't know I was gone for that long.
and he sees
You were.
a daughter and
Yeah.
she plays with him and they eat
Wow.
cookies.
And it's really cute. And
Wow.
Quinn's like,
We need
I
to
don't
send that
ever
to
want to
you.
wake up from this dream, but then he wakes up and he's crying because
I
he was so
know,
happy.
Don't remind me, bro.
And Russell's just like all passed out. He's like, man, I need some water. And then Quinn gets him some water and they talk about the dream and it's bittersweet.
I know we're all like yawning a lot here.
We should
Should go. All right,
Okay.
sign on.
Thank you for joining us tonight.
Thank
Yes.
you for listening in all semester, even when I wasn't here. I know, I'm just so awesome. This is Elizabeth signing off.
This is George McCartney signing off. Thank you for bearing with us and listening to us. We really appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, this is your host, Christina Zordich, Stark Actors on the Airwaves. If you want to check us out over winter break, please do. Just Google us. And
Catch up on YouTube.
Oh, yeah. I need to catch up on uploading the YouTube thingies.
And yes, we both do.
Yep.
And I was gonna say something else and I forgot. Oh, we will post on the Facebook page when we will be coming back because I'm not entirely sure. And I'm debating changing the time to 10 again, but I'm not sure.
That'd be nice for me.
Yeah. Because no one comes on at 10 anymore. I think that whoever, I don't know who that was. If you guys know, let me know. Anyway.
Yep.
We will let you know. Keep you updated on Facebook. So you
On the Facebook.
you guys we will keep you posted, and so you guys keep wanting to be posted. That makes no sense. Keep checking Facebook. Anyway.
Dark Actors on the Airwaves.
Yes.
On Facebook.
All right.
We love us. We love you.
Yes.
We love you so
We
much.
love you.
Buy our stuff.
Everybody have a nice. Georgia, stop it! I'm trying to sign off.
I will forever make you laugh.
Yes. Anyway, this is Christina Zorich, host of Stark Actors on the Airwaves. Hope you guys have a nice night and a good holiday break. We love you. Good night.